is not a real place.
Yeah.
People crazy stuff all the time, and you just kind of have to deal with it. And I guess with you having all these followers, and then stardom comes like hate and all this different type of stuff. But only thing I've noticed is that people are very intimidated by natural black.
As if it couldn't get much worse, Claressa Shields revealed something startling. On the internet, which is currently in full meltdown mode, people are taking sides, pulling names, and questioning everything we thought was true about Remy and Papoose's alleged perfection. However, how did it all begin? Why has Claressa suddenly made this public? Paco is her baby daddy above all else. Remy Ma isn't just sitting around doing nothing. What does this leave behind? It began when Claressa Shields decided she could no longer conceal anything. Remy Ma, she suddenly received the kind of news that might put a stop to any relationship. People have been keeping an eye on Papoose and Remy Ma's marriage for months when rumors of trouble began to circulate, but no one anticipated Claressa would intervene and exacerbate the situation. By implying their covert relationship on social media, she made it apparent that Papoose was more than simply a friend or mentor. At first, people were unsure about accepting him as the father of her child. Even though Claressa is known for being vocal, some people thought she was trolling because of this absurd accusation. Some others believed she was giving information on a persistent problem, but the real kicker, nothing. No declaration, no denial, no attempt to clear his name, and in circumstances such as these, silence is more effective than words. If it weren't true, wouldn't Papoose have removed it right away? His inaction simply served to fan the flames, and soon, fans began making comparisons and brought up past exchanges between him and Claressa in an attempt to find any hint that this might have been happening covertly. Meanwhile, Remy Ma was under continual surveillance. Some reports claim that she had suspicions for a while, but nothing significant enough to confront Papoose, while others think she learned about it on social media just like everyone else. One thing was certain, though, she would not overlook this. Remy Ma, who is never the type to keep quiet when someone approaches her, first complained on Instagram after hearing what Claressa had to say. She didn't name them, but everyone knew exactly who she was referring to. When she posted a mysterious message about betrayal and fake love, she made it apparent that she felt deceived, but it was only the beginning. In her Instagram stories, she expressed her disapproval of women who modeled their brands after other people's guys, and she wasn't afraid to make fun of Claire's reaction to the situation. Thereafter, she focused on Papoose for years. By supporting Remy during her incarceration, maintaining her reputation, and being a helpful friend, Papoose had shown himself to be the ideal husband. However, now that Remy had accused him of being a taker rather than a giver, people flocked to the internet to share their thoughts on being taken advantage of in this whole situation, posting anything from compliments to criticism of Remy's approach to the issue. Some said she had every reason to be unhappy. Some said she was just playing the victim because the truth was now known. But as the drama played out in real time, it became evident that much more needed to be done.
He was already out here having her little boy toy or whatever. Right? He done came out and done said it. It's not a thing of me having an issue with her. My only issue is why you leak my numbers. It ain't no thing, oh, I want him and he's married to you. And it's not that. I'm a girl's girl. So when it comes to like that, that's not it. Don't look at me and say, oh, you just came and messed up this happy home and stuff like that. Because that's not what happened. We would still not be public or people wouldn't know still right now because that's not how he does things. That's not how I'm doing things moving forward. Like for me, I'm just not like that. I'm not fighting over nobody's I'm not fighting over no man. She's mad that he moved on while she's moved on. You know, people want their cake, they will eat it too.
So she did leak your number on the internet. Does that affect you? Have people been using it and calling?
Absolutely. All these private calls and reds. If I go to Miss, right, look, this is all people who are calling for her.
Just when we thought things couldn't get any worse, leaked text conversations began to circulate online and everything changed. Claressa Shields' phone was purportedly confiscated, and screenshots of the messages she exchanged with Papoose appeared. If these messages are authentic, it appears that Claressa was not merely tangentially related to him, but actively involved, pressuring him to commit, to be honest, and to stop plotting. She wrote things like, "I don't merit concealment. Why are you still lying to me if you truly love me?" The feelings of someone who had a brief affair were not these. Tired of concealing stuff, fans began piecing together Tessa's apparent genuine curiosity in the relationship right away. Some disagreed, arguing that Papoose had been luring her in with promises he couldn't keep, while others said Claressa knew precisely what she was getting into and was now playing the victim. However, the real blow came when Remy Ma decided to retaliate. Instead of letting the rumors run wild, Remy went on a full-fledged Instagram rage, tweeting cryptic statements that many assume were directed at both Claressa and Papoose. After asserting in one of her posts that some people will believe anything to make them feel better about their poor decisions, she went on, "According to sources, Remy isn't afraid to use the information she has regarding Claressa and Pipo. She claims to have evidence that Claressa knew Papoose was still seeing her and continued to put pressure on her. Some even wonder if Remy's efforts to speak the truth only exposed her. With all this information, was she urgently trying to control the tale, or had she been aware of Papa's relationship with Claressa for some time and had remained quiet about it? Claressa lied about the depth of their relationship in revealing texts that Remy hinted about. No one in this situation was completely innocent, as was clearly evident. Papoose eventually had enough after going days without saying anything while his reputation was destroyed online. In a statement that went viral on social media, he didn't mince words when he spoke. Papoose said that he wasn't the bad guy in this case. He denied lying to her and stated he never promised to leave Remy for Claressa. He also said that Remy was fabricating information to portray herself as the victim, which was something he had been attempting to do. To discreetly end his marriage, he made hints that he and Remy had been living apart for months and that their love had been shattered for a while. Despite his hints that he was aware of his situation with Claressa long before it was made public, things were hot at this time. In addition to defending himself, Wilder Papoose disclosed shocking information on Remy's marriage. According to insiders, Papo implied that Remy had dated other guys while they were together. The disclosure of all this new evidence made one thing abundantly evident: the drama was far from ended. He also accused her of taking advantage of their marriage to gain notoriety by making it appear as though they were still together while, in fact, they had been splitting behind closed doors. The fans were shocked. Was Papoose never the devoted spouse that everyone believed him to be, or was Remy the one who had been deceiving them all along?
You want to make me wifey or something. Trying to lock me down, gonna indict me or something.
Okay.
Now she on the ground talking spices for nothing. His girlfriend mad that she want to fight me or something.
Although it initially appeared like Remy Ma would simply accept the few subliminal signals and continue, the situation is now inevitable due to the internet's need for answers. After this, some admirers think she is done with Papoose. Some people believe she's only acting to preserve face because there have been previous reports of their marriage. However, if Remy was aware of Papoose and Claressa before the public was, why did she wait until now to respond? According to some accounts, she wasn't really shocked and was merely hoping that, since Papoose has always been presented as the ideal devoted husband, the fact that she hasn't publicly announced her breakup is one of the most obvious indications that she may not be truly done. Given how difficult long-term relationships can be, it wouldn't be shocking if they were able to resolve their differences behind closed doors. However, if Remy is truly done, this may be the last nail in the coffin for one of the most talked about marriages in hip-hop. How about Claressa? Instead, she has been strengthening her case, so she hasn't altered her mind yet. Despite her distaste, she is receiving a lot of criticism since some followers claim she is trying to gain influence. Even though she was only speaking the truth, she has apparently been telling people that she is sick of being considered the villain in this case. It's unknown if Sessa will attempt to move on or keep discussing the problem, but some say she's simply another woman in a tough situation with a man who is already taken. Some people think she's waiting for, at last, Papoose will publicly recognize her. Some believe that she will eventually pull away to avoid further problems, but now that everyone is watching her, everything she does will be closely examined. Lastly, what will Papoose do next? This entire situation has had a significant impact on how others view him. For years, he was seen as Remy's devoted ride-or-die spouse who always had his back, but his reputation has taken a serious hit. Some admirers believe that he has been tricked, while others believe that he is just another man who has been tricked by himself. Interview 11/7/1131. Papoose has always been a recluse, but if he believes he can just keep quiet and let this all go, he could be in for a nasty surprise. The drama isn't over yet, whether it takes the form of more compromised communications, enigmatic social media posts, or a public split announcement. Every day, the story takes a new turn, the internet continues to buzz, and the receipts continue to drop. Ultimately, this entire mess shows us how difficult relationships can be, especially when they are in the public eye. Following the transformation of what appeared to be an unbreakable marriage into a full-fledged issue, many now question whether they ever truly knew the truth about Remy and Papoose. Now, we'd like to know if you think Claire's anger is justified. What will happen to Papoose next in all of this? Please consider using the space provided below to express your comments.